Great. One of these guys. Well, let's make this quick. So you guys know I've been heavily addicted to Deadlock, Valve's 6v6 MOBA shooter with incredibly memorable character designs, and the ability to mod the ever-living fuck out of it. So I hopped on that gravy train really quickly now, didn't I? Now, imagine when I, a humble, somewhat disgusting Mina OTP, decides to stream the game for once in my life, twitch.tv/itmeazura by the way, and I run into someone who my team immediately thought was kind of sus. Lo and behold, they were playing Vindicta. You know, sort of a case where it wasn't too bad at the start, but the longer the game went on, it got progressively worse to the point where it was blatantly obvious she was cheating. What we didn't realize was that me and my team were about to go to war. Not for the W, not for the L, or anything that trivial. We were about to go to war with this Vindicta, not based on ego, but based on purely sending a giant fuck you to bad cheaters, including this Vindicta. So, imagine this. Abrams, Mina versus Viscus and Ivy on blue. Pretty poke-heavy matchup. Some would even say a skill matchup. Ivy with her massive AoE and kudzu bomb, and Viscus with heavy pokes such as puddle punch and splatter. However, Mina's rake and Abrams' entire existence make it so the lane can be very stall heavy. But like in any lane in Deadlock, one well-placed stun can turn the tempo in a heartbeat. On green, we have Holiday Mirage versus Vindicta Haze. Pretty explosive lane that can turn into a one-sided stomp if either side gets ahead. Holiday and her insanely high DPS thanks to Crackshot, and Mirage, which, thanks to Jin's mark, makes for a sleeper DPS pick in general, especially in the elo I'm at. On the other hand, we have Haze. We all know what Haze does, and this rat bastard Vindicta. Over on yellow, we've got Lash, Infernus versus Billy Shiv. A lane for all intents and purposes should be a scrap fiesta. Billy's whole thing being getting up in someone's face, Shiv with his knives, Infernus with his burn, and Lash being a giant fucking asshole. So, game starts, lane phase starts. It's pretty even for me and Abrams, mainly focused on denying confirming souls, tracking timers, cooldowns, the whole ensemble. The game I was learning the timing on puddle punch, parry, so in a good way, I was learning one thing so that way I didn't get fucked in lane. I actually did get a few successful parries on bubble punch, good procs and love bites, and all around outpoking the other two laners. Mina and Viscus, despite having really good sustain, couldn't keep up the pressure for too long. The other two lanes were going about as well as you expect. We actually do end up getting a kill early on, shortly after Vindicta gets first blood. Good proc and love bites, plus paired with Abrams' charge into heavy melee, guarantees a kill on the Ivy. Good shit, Abrams. Turns out, Mina Abrams is an incredibly synergistic lane. Abrams allowing for Mina to get easy procs of love bites, and Rake make for some exceptionally high burst damage, especially in the early game. Another successful combo from me and Abrams, and we were able to quickly clean up on the Viscus too, on the dive. Dead. About 10-15 seconds later, I spot the low HP Ivy and go in for the dive on her myself again, resulting in another kill on lane. We are 3 kills up in lane. After that, a successful parry on the blue Guardian allows for us to finish up on the lane for a good chunk of change, finishing up on the Guardian, another kill on Ivy. I had Chia come back at this point, and safe to say, Ivy and Viscus did not have a good lane because they were practically irrelevant. Why does she go the distance of 3 dashes? I don't know. Lash and Infernus' lanes had seemed to be going quite well. Infernus getting an early 2-kill lead and then being nearly 2k souls up on the Billy. Safe to assume, yellow's in the bag for us. When we look at green, however, that's where the problem starts.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Where the fuck are your parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Vindicta has a 3-kill, 1-death KD. Haze with the 3 assists, no deaths, so they've already gone on the board with a soul lead. At this point, I'm thinking that green was just having a bad game. No biggie, everyone gets bad games every once in a while, everyone gets stomped in lane every once in a while in these types of games, so I don't really think anything about it. Holiday even clapped back on the Vindicta with a kill of her own, so they were clearly not going down without a fight. Maintaining the soul lead on blue, I do what I usually do, farm up the Cultist Sacrifice alongside getting some extra kills on Ivy, so as she's not having a good game at all, completely shutting her out of the game, making her practically irrelevant, as then we engage in the BMMG. Big Money Mina Gaming. Around this time, Green Guardian goes down, and it's pretty much confirmed that Green is lost. when Victor coming out of that lane with a 4k soul up lead on our holiday. They got stomped. Yellow practically battled itself to a stalemate once the ultimates came online, so they were just consistently scrapping each other. Lash and Furnace being a devastating combo when paired correctly, Billy having a good way to group them up so Shiv's knives can get copious amounts of bleed, easy executes for the Shiv as well. A few more minutes of farming later, and Vindicta just waltzes into blue thinking she was hot shit. One rake and a love bites proc later, and I dropped her like I was Mike Tyson. Prime Mike Tyson. Vindicta, honey, why would you try that? Feeling full of myself, I hit my tank buster power spike and continue power farming. Yellow was taken, so we're up on Guardians, and actually up on Souls in the current moment. At the 12-minute mark, Mirage died again, and Holiday calls out that the Vindicta might be cheating. Me being someone who listens to a billion accusations in Apex get thrown around, it was a case of the boy that cried wolf. Not believing in them, I decided to just ignore the call. At around the 14-minute mark, Blue Guardian is taken, and Vindicta is at blue. Safe to say, I learned the hard way that Holiday and Mirage were in fact not spitting bullshit. Most of the shots she tagged me with were headshots, and the damage she shot out was something I couldn't contest. Wait, hold up.
What the hell is this?
Oh, hold up a minute, that is sus as fuck actually. That is sus as fuck actually. A few minutes later, I catch her in the jungle, and thought a Nox R should be enough to shut her down. Turns out I was wrong. I turned the corner and I was dropped in under a second. Mid-air. Now, I've played enough Vindicta in my life to know what is and isn't a headshot in terms of her damage, especially at around the 4 kill mark. 3, 4 kills, maybe 5, 6 kills. She was pretty up on items. And this was nothing but headshots. I come back to lane 30 seconds later as 3 of people were pushing Blue Walker, including this Vindicta. I simply wanted to clear wave, defend, and try and prevent it. The second I was in her line of sight, half my HP was gone from nothing but bullets again. Nah, that's all headshots, that's all headshot damage. What? I turned the corner to try and back out, and she domes me. Safe to say, I was hardcore crashing out on the timing. That's all headshot damage, she's cheating. Nah, she's 100% cheating. I was pissed off. Very fucking pissed off. Why would this absolutely parentless, maidenless, friendless, jobless, talentless, lifeless waste of oxygen cheat in Elo like Alchemist? There's either a Giga Smurf or an auto aim. It has to be an auto aim. Sorrel, do you know how many bullets hit my fucking skull there? In a closed alpha nonetheless. Like, come the fuck on, man. Have some self-respect. Go cheat in a game like CS2 like normal people, for fuck's sake. Why the fuck do you want to cheat in a game like this? Get the fuck out of here. Go back to COD. Go back to fucking Apex. Cheating in a fucking MOBA is just as bad as script kidding and boosting in fucking League. How sad do you have to be? It's a closed beta test. So we decided to ask why she was cheating in the closed alpha, and she DC'd. Thinking we ended up having witnessed a live VAC ban, we all started laughing our asses off. She fucking left! No fucking way! No fucking way! Unfortunately, it wasn't a VAC ban. The good times were short-lived as she decided to rejoin back and type this shit. I don't like cheaters, but I also hate bad liars. This Vindicta was both. So after dying to her twice in the span of 2 minutes, and with some help from my good friend Sorellen, who was in chat at the time, we made the call. To call upon our God, our savior, the thing that would lift us up from this hell of cheating rat fuckery and bad lying. The goats of anti-airborne and anti-gun. Knockdown and disarming hex. For those that know, disarming hex is a fucking godsend for stuff like this. Bullet characters that just like holding M1 become about as useful as a chocolate teapot holding boiled water. Sitting like a duck and not being able to do shit. After picking up a disarming hex and Infernus picking up a knockdown, Holiday picking up both, we all came to the mutual agreement. Fuck winning this game. We want to make this Vindicta suffer. People want to cheat? Fine. But we'll make it our mission to make sure you don't end this game alive. After an attempt to defend green, Vindicta comes out of the blue getting ready to one-tap me into oblivion. Luckily for me, my death was not in vain. Witnessing that witchy widowmaker fuck be turned into a fat flightless bird was a thing of joy, as her HP dropped faster than everyone's confidence during COVID. Bruh, nah, she's actually trash. She then proceeds to continue saying, I hate cheaters. Who is cheating? Not fun. Why cheating? Which is just something incredibly funny and somewhat sad that she tried to lie her way out of it. If you didn't want to be such a whiny little bitch about it, we wouldn't have to put you in the forever box now, would we? Ironically, without that Vindicta, as who would have fucking thought, the enemy team has absolutely no teamfight potential, as their Ivy is so far behind to the point that she melts in the presence of 3+ people. So she shortly dies before Vindicta comes back to Skynet her way into our asses. So, at this point, this is when I remembered something that Sorrel was saying in chat. I can always sit behind a veil and see if she snaps onto me. So during this specific moment in the match, I decided to get that test going. Lash being the perfect bait for me to conduct this experiment, and it's one of the funniest bits I have done in my life. I'm testing something real quick. Yeah! No fucking way! Lash dies. As expected, and I'm sat in the veil. Vindicta pops her active reload, and as if on instinct, some weird Euclidean knowledge, or maybe some hidden game sense locked behind her gaming chair, she decides to turn the fucking corner, preemptively aiming straight at me. This was it, the undeniable proof I needed to confirm that she was cheating. Hitting her immediately with the disarming hex, hitting her with a rake and love bites, she explodes, sending her already dead ass back to the afterlife. With a newfound vindication and some semblance of rage, and the essence of I fucking told you so, I simply decided to say one thing to her. Deserved. So she comes back for another round after Shiv starts going off on my team like the one-man army he is. Because for some reason, Shiv's actually relevant in this game. Vindicta coming up behind him, I immediately go into my first Sanguine retreat, pop a disarming hex, pop my second Sanguine retreat to make sure she can't kill me as it's going off, pop my ult, shred her from full HP back down to death, never allowing her to drop my HP below 33% because the moment I am 1, I get picked off. You can cheat in Deadlock? Yep. Nah, you're trash, bro! You're fucking trash! Sit your ass on the fucking floor! Trash can! Trash can! Trash can! Trash can! Safe to say, I don't like this Vindicta at all. Her death, of course, allows for the enemy team to get rejuvenated, but at this point, we didn't care. Our single objective was Vindicta and only Vindicta. Losing was irrelevant. Winning was irrelevant. Playing the game normally was irrelevant. This Vindicta had awakened the ancient cooperative spirit of cavemen that hunted for food, and she was the prey. She was our sole directive and sole target. Nothing she could do could escape us, for we would hunt her down to the ends of the earth, to the ends of New York City itself. Something the patron wouldn't be able to fucking save her from our wrath. For she would never be able to shoot a single bullet before she dropped into the cold, inky abyss of oblivion. Our team spots the Vindicta in yellow, Lash in position ready to death slam her into a full combo from me, disarming hex at the ready, hungry to ruin her game even more. Lash engages, pops his ult, and slams the Vindicta directly in front of me on the ground. She's stunned, 2 seconds, 3 shots from me, 1 rake, and a disarming hex, and we have burnt through her rejuvenator. 3 seconds later, she respawns. My ultimate, her aimbot breaking, and she dies again. Being teleported on by the Mirage that alongside me decided to teabag her corpse with absolute glory. Lash, I fucking love you. For the G! Her team probably realized we were being real and couldn't blame us for wanting to kill her. And only her. For it was a liberating experience, counter-building against shithead cheaters and then breaking them in 2 with DPS. It was a lovely experience. The one time she actually kills me at this point, she was being bodyguarded by her team. Probably wanted to end this game for the hell of it. Patron transforms, and in one final act of defiance from me, Vindicta in the corner, I use disarming hex, pop ultimate, and watch she desperately tries to scurry from the bats like the rat she is. Ultimately not being able to kill me as I, in one final act of defiance, spit on her grave one final time, never giving her the satisfaction of ending the game herself, as her team kills mine alongside me, kills the patron, and ends the game, resulting in a defeat from us. GG's guys, at least we killed the Vindicta. Dude, I was low-key farming her. I was low-key fucking farming her. This Vindicta was the first cheater I ran into on Deadlock. Something that I find to be incredibly funny and incredibly depressing at the same time. How sad do you have to be to cheat in a game that hasn't even gone out of closed alpha yet? Maybe that's just me being naive, because people cheating in a Valve game is to be expected. Just the whole thought of it baffles me. Like, how could you even do that shit at the League of Legends equivalent of silver? Well, that question will never be answered now, will it? Guess I just gotta keep queuing and have some fun while I'm at it. Deadlock has been an incredibly fun game to play anyways, and this was the one experience out of nearly 100 plus games now, and it's just incredibly enjoyable. So I'm hooked crazy style on this. So if you need me, I'll be continuing on with my sessions on Deadlock, and I'll be seeing everyone around in the next video, whatever it will be. It's been Azura, now I'll leave you with a compilation of this clown's kills and deaths for the hell of it. Don't forget to follow the socials. Toodles!
You think I'm not dead?